So welcome back. It has been a while. I apologise about that, but more cookie videos will be made. So now you can see some of my plants have grown, and we've got a thumb corn growing in the garden, and that was the direct result of the mutation setup. I put two next to each other in a vertical line, and it mutated into a thumb corn. So that's the next plant you wanna grow. Remember, you can only harvest them once it's mature. And again, I'm doing a voiceover because I forgot to record the audio. So basically, I'm explaining when you want to sell your buildings, sell your most useless buildings. So these are the ones that are producing about less than 1%. And there we go, look at that. I managed to get Frenzy plus a building special, plus a click Frenzy. Bought a few upgrades in the process, but now we're at 18 quadrillion, pretty insane. And what you can do is also rebuy the buildings and sell them again, while you still have the active buffs. But this won't really work on some quicker buffs in the future, but you want to keep that in mind. When the buff runs out, you just buy them again, and then try to just rebuy like 99% of what you had before, just so you're not spending a lot of money just to rebuy the useless towers. Remember that they're useless anyway, so you don't really want to put too much money into them anyway. As you can see there, when I froze the garden, I get a little bit less cookies per second, and don't worry about selling your farms because you actually still get the same buffs. The buffs, when you sell the farms, the plants don't go away, it's still there, you just can't see them, so don't be afraid of selling your farms. Same for the temples, the grimoire won't be inactive. So I did there, just looking at how much I need for the optimal frenzy plus click frenzy. Optimal frenzy plus lucky. That calculated to be about 1 quadrillion. You just times it by 42, and then times it by 1,000. Again, I'm calculating which is the most cost-efficient building. This doesn't really matter too much, but you know, nitpicking, trying buy the most cost-effective building, trying to do some calculations in your head, but it doesn't really matter at this stage. I'm doing the calculation again because I've gotten a lot more. Now I'm calculating to see which one's the most efficient. You don't really have to go this hardcore, just spend your money and you'll be fine. So I don't remember if I've said this already, but if you're looking to ascend, next ascension needs to be 1,111 additional heavenly chips to buy a really important upgrade. Also, what I like to do, I like to just, even with the useless buildings, just spend up to about how much I'm making per second in the frenzy, since you're going to make the money back in 7 seconds, so it really does not cost anything. And yeah, it has been a while since I've done this, so I don't remember what I've already said, so I apologise if I do repeat things. But you only want to use the 2 spells that I said. You only want to use 1 spell actually. You only want to use the Force and the Fate. The other spells are pretty useless. In less than certain situations. In some situations you do use them, like towards the end of an ascension, but you really just only want to use Force and the Fate. So now going back to the garden and looking at the garden tree and seeing that there's a very small chance to get Bakeberry from 2 Baker Sweets. So what you can do, what we're going to do is going to wait until a few days until I have a bigger plot of land, because that will take a while to get. So I usually go for the easiest. I usually go for the most likely plants first. So now, if you look closely at the garden, you can see I've unlocked another plant, the meadowweed, and that can appear just if you have nothing planted, empty plot of land, it can just start growing out of nowhere, and that is another important base plant for farming you're going to do later. And the rest of this clip is just going to be me getting a good combo. I got a frenzy plus building special, sell my buildings, use the click frenzy, and we're actually quite close to the second ascension now, because now I'm at 240 heavenly chips, and then it's only going to get more, it's going to get higher as I keep spending more money and getting new upgrades. Alright, so in the next clip I just got another good combo, so I've got about 400 heavenly chips now, but now I can afford the 100 shipments. So if you look, if I sacrifice 100 shipments, I get Dragonflight, which is basically a better click frenzy buff. So that is the next Dragon Aura you want to aim for. And actually I think with one more combo you can actually already get close to ascending because the game really speeds up now. So now I realise that we're actually getting cookies really fast right now, so I literally just went for Frenzy and Click Frenzy, sold my buildings. I messed up at the start, so you can just refresh and try again. That's the beauty about this, you don't really need to be perfect on your first try. So I'm selling all my useless buildings, Click Frenzy, bang. Look at the legacy shoot up, buying a few upgrades there, look at that. We're now way over the 1,111 heavenly chips needed to ascend. So now I'm just rebuying some buildings and selling them again. I accidentally sold the grandmas there. Probably shouldn't have done that because they were producing quite a lot, but it doesn't matter too much. But yeah, unfortunately we didn't get to see the dragon flight this ascension, but we'll definitely see it next time since, as I said, this part of the game really does speed up really fast. So now we're at 2,723 heavenly chips, which is way more than we need. So now what I'm going to do, as I've said before, we're going to just try and get every building to the next multiple of 50 or 25 if you haven't got there yet, just so you can get some extra achievements before you ascend. I did forget to put the, actually no, I didn't have, because this ascension was so fast, I didn't even have time to swap in the Pathian slot to make the buildings cheaper, because, you know, so next in 9 hours, because this ascension was less than 24 hours of in-game time, which is quite insane. So yeah, all you want to do, just check your achievements, see where your current highest achievement for each building is, and just see if you can afford the next one. What helps is there's a dragon aura that makes buildings like 1% cheaper, which isn't the best, but you can go for that if you want, just to get the maximum amount of value. Alright, so now we're ascending. Now we're going to immediately buy the season switcher because that is what we wanted, and then I'm going to get the most expensive upgrade in the heavenly upgrade slot just to save the most amount of money, which is, it's usually going to be a biscuit, so you want to look at the biscuit section. In this case I did pinwheel cookies. Alright, so yeah, we're going to buy the heavenly switch, so the golden switch, because that we can use that during our combos to get even more value from the combos. Sadly we couldn't afford the next heavenly cookie upgrade to make them spawn a bit faster or last a bit longer, but it doesn't matter, so I'm just going to spend the remaining chips I have and just reincarnate.